Stephen A's coaching the celebrity game tonight, and he's a little concerned.
He should be.
Vertically challenged is what he described his team. And I'm just curious, it's making me think of Houston trying to go small ball to compete with those teams out west. What's your take on that?
I mean, my take on it is I just don't feel like you can really win ball games if you don't have any bigs. And so, you know, I see that kind of, you having that same outcome tonight, honestly, Steve.
So, I mean, you just met me. You just met me.
You know what?
You already telling me I got no shot.
I had a feeling you was going to take a shot at me first, so I had to do it first.
He take a shot at you?
Yeah,
Never that.
I had to do it first.
I would never do that. Never do that. Never.
I hear you and Max going at it too much, man. I wasn't going to let you do that to me.
This is how old I am. When I hear DeShields, I think of her dad. I think of Delino DeShields, who came up with the Dodgers and was traded for Pedro Martinez to the Expos, who was a hell of a second baseman.
People always talk about that guy as if he was like a good player.
He was a hell of a player. And now both kids or two kids in at the highest level of their professions.
Yeah.
Your brother in Major League Baseball and you at the WNBA.
Right. It's I mean, it's everything we always knew we would do. It's no surprise to either of us that we're kind of reaching the pinnacle of our sports. We worked extremely hard as kids, and we supported each other. And I think that was the biggest thing that kind of kept us moving forward.
You feel like nowadays, because I have a daughter who plays take her basketball practice and stuff. And when you were a kid, was the WNBA high enough profile and women's college basketball high enough profile that you had role models to look to?
You know what? When I was a kid, I didn't really watch the WNBA. I knew the players, but I didn't really watch it because not a lot of games were televised. You know, it was really hard to catch a WNBA game. And so I think that moving forward, hopefully we can get more coverage. I think that ultimately that's the thing that's going to take us from one step to the next and elevate our league.
Well, you average 16 points a game. I mean, you can play. How do you feel your skills are compared to a lot of the elite players in the WNBA, and how do you feel about the direction the league itself is going in? Because I think it's going in a real positive direction.
Well, honestly, Stephen A., I don't think there's anybody in the league that can do what I do. So when it comes to...
I like that confidence. Gotta believe in yourself first, right?
Yeah. So when it comes to comparatively, as far as talent and skill level, I think that I'm the best guard in the league. And that's just...
What can you do that the others can't?
That was my question, yeah.
I mean, if you watch me play, I think there's a certain level of speed and athleticism that I have that I don't think anybody else has. And so that's what kind of allows me to have an edge.
Speed runs in the family. Your dad used to swipe 40, 50 bases a year.
Yeah, it definitely runs in the family. You know, brother runs a 4.2, 40, so... Yeah, so that's what I feel. And I think that, once again, coverage. If more people can see players like me and players like Breanna Stewart and Elena Delle Donne and watch how great and how special they are, Brittany Griner, Diana Taurasi, I think that there's no doubt that our league will continue to grow.
I'm glad you brought up Diana Taurasi. So I grew up in Connecticut. We don't have pro teams, and women's basketball is huge. I went to UConn, season tickets to the men's and the women's game. And the legend Kobe Bryant, a few days before he passed, obviously his daughter Gigi was on that track, maybe going to go to UConn. And he said Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, Elena Delle Donne, they could play in the NBA.
Right. I mean, I think that, you know, the NBA is physical. Men are stronger. Obviously, there's a physical capability as far as strength, speed. But if you just break down their game and their skill set as far as just basic fundamentals, I definitely can understand and see why Kobe Bryant said that, because those are three of the most fundamentally sound players that I've ever played against. So I know I can play against men, so I'm sure they definitely can.
And coaches, when they teach youth basketball, you'd rather point to the WNBA because it's fundamentally sounder.
Right. I mean, if you have an eye for basketball, once again, like, ball players know ball players, and game recognize game. So when we get the disrespect and the people and the naysayers, those are just people that don't understand the game. You know, if you talk to anybody that has been around basketball and understands what it takes, we get a lot of respect from those type of people and other NBA players and pros.
One of the things I've religiously stated when it comes to the WNBA, I think about women's tennis, they have tremendous support. I think about women's college basketball, particularly the elite programs. I think they get a tremendous amount of support. When it comes to the WNBA, I've actually gotten on women about not supporting that sport because one of the things that I've said, it's not that men shouldn't support the sport as well, but my mentality is this. You know what? Anybody that wants success in this world understands you had better appeal to women. And that's going to facilitate your success. So why is it that the WNBA shouldn't be held to that same mandate? Do you believe more women should be supporting the sport? And if so, why do you think they haven't?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't get anywhere without support. I mean, you're asking for it, and we need that. But one thing I know about women is when you see women that are successful and when you see women who are elevating their lives and their profession, other women see that as competition. And so sometimes, women are haters sometimes, and it's hard to get support from other women when you're doing something fantastic.
I think that's starting to change a little bit now,
I think that's human nature, too.
Yeah.
But do you agree with that? It's starting to change a little more? I think we're starting to come together a bit in this climate, more so than ever before.
The more we talk about it and the more we kind of engage, it definitely does get better.
I want to be on the record saying this to the both of you.
Yeah.
I am an advocate. I don't think that men should be coaching in the WNBA. I have a problem with it.
Really?
I don't see women being a head coach in the NBA.
It's hard.
My attitude is this, excuse me, you got women's basketball. There are enough opportunities out here in the world of basketball for men. Lord knows they've had it all. Why is it that men are coaching in the WNBA? As far as I'm concerned, a female should be hired as a head coach in the NBA if you got a man coaching in the WNBA.
No question.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.